And we're back. Welcome to another episode of Successful Marketing, Sales, and Relationships for Small Business Owners and Entrepreneurs. I am your host, Sadon Long. And again, thank you for coming and taking a few minutes out of your day with us over here at growningrich.com. So, again, like I said, this is Successful Marketing, Sales, and Relationships for adult small business owners and entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Sadon Long. And today, what we're talking about is, man, how to explode your sales in 2024 by being able to keep your customers longer. One of the things that people always show up at events and ask me about is customer service, and how to improve their customer service. So, what I came to realize is that it really wasn't customer service that needed to be improved. It was how you set it up in the first place. How you could anticipate the needs of your customers so that it seems seamless. Because a lot of people, what they think customer service is what happens once they get there. But the reality is, in order to be great to elite at whatever you do, you have to anticipate people's needs in advance. Okay. So what I mean when I say anticipate people's needs in advance, I mean that you really have to know in advance what the things are that could make them not buy from you, that could make them not come back to see you again, that could put them in a position where they wouldn't refer you someone else, that they wouldn't post or go live, or celebrate you. So you have to know in advance if you want to be successful, in the business world, how to create the customer experience that is going to get you the maximum benefit out of each customer that you serve. So that's what we're talking about today. Okay. So that's where we're at. But before we get started, there's one thing I want you to know. So if you are looking to see me live, guess what? On February 3rd, I'll be at Elevate 2024, the Ultimate Brand Experience in Maryville, Indiana at 3 o'clock at Set Scope Studios, run by Lamisa Marshall. You can go to the Facebook page and you will see a flyer that gives you all the information about not only myself, but all the other people who are going to be there. Again, there are going to be some really impactful people in the room. We're going to have Atia Muhammad, talking about how to gain access to capital. We're going to have Crystal L. Johnson talking about LLCs and how to incorporate yourself to protect your intellectual property. We're going to have the amazing Paul Kaiser in the room helping people look like $1 million, as well as helping their products look like $1 million. We're also going to have Jeremy. I want to say his last name is Lander. I don't want to get it wrong. If I got it wrong, please charge it to my head and not my heart. And he's going to be talking about business credit, because again, like I said last week, if you have orders that you can't fill because you don't have enough on canned capital, to cover payroll, to cover materials, then it's going to be real hard for you to make the kind of money you want to make to protect the people that you're supposed to be protecting with your business. And then we're also going to have Shaora Tolbert in the room, who does promotional materials and websites. Again, people have to know who you are, and advertising and promotions is a key element of that because if people don't know you exist, how are they going to buy from you? So again, it's going to be a room full of people who actually do this and make a living doing this and have helped people do it for multiple years. Oh, and our host, Lamisa Marshall. Like I said, if you don't look like $1 million, it's gonna be hard to get $1 million. This is unfortunately a visual based business. So as a CEO, as the face of a brand, you're going to have to live up to a certain standard. That's just what people expect. Shout out to one of my mentors, Robert Garcia. He's like, hey, how can people listen to you about being more disciplined if you aren't showing any discipline? So again, make sure you pull up Elevate 2024, the Ultimate Brand Experience in Maryville, Indiana on February 3rd at 3 o'clock. I'll be there. Best-selling author, Sadon Long, #1 book on Amazon in business mentoring and coaching, as well as Christian education. My work is generated millions of dollars, help people become full-time entrepreneurs, help people retire their wives, help people become major brands that people seek to speak and hear from. So again, with that being said, make sure you pull up, especially if you want to see me live. Because if you see me live, man, you'll get a chance to answer some, I'll get a chance to answer some of your questions. Maybe we could connect. And again, I can help you the way I've helped so many other people. One thing you always hear me say is that there's God, the angels, and marketing experts. And people are like, well, why would you say that? I'm like, because who can take something that maybe cost $1.25 to make and make it worth thousands of dollars? So again, on February 3rd, Elevate 2024. Make sure you're in the building. Don't miss it. There's a limited amount of seats, so make sure that you get yours today. So now let's get back to how we're going to make this customer experience the best it possibly could be so that you can then capitalize on what you get when you get a great customer experience, which is referrals, which is free promo, which is word of mouth, which is repeat business. So when you get these things going, you know, this is what you get on the back end. You get somebody who now walks away with their expectations met and exceeded, so that they're going to then be able to give that information to somebody else, which is going to make that next sale so much easier, which is going to help you stay in business longer, and it's going to be easier, and your ascent is going to be faster because now other people are bringing business to you. So when you're sleeping, they're talking about you, because that's what a real brand is. A real brand is what people say when you're not around. I always laugh about the Whole Foods joke. People say Whole Foods, and then somebody else immediately says whole check. you know, and the thing is, people are talking about you behind your back. So you got to give them what you need them to say in order for them to present properly what it is that you do to other people. So now, the first step in creating the absolute best customer experience possible is to understand what your customer is struggling with. Here's what I mean. What your customer is struggling with. Now, when I say struggling with, I mean, are they struggling with trust? And when I say are they struggling with trust, I mean that do they have some bias that has been created by the industry? For example, I had a client who his clients were very skeptical about doing business with him because the people in the industry were such scammers. They would spend $1,500 to $2,000 to buy these online programs, and guess what? All they get is a PDF and a couple videos, and they couldn't find the people. So it would make people who wanted to get into the industry shy away. So now, if you know trust is an issue, here's some things you can do. Number one, you can offer a money back guarantee. Number two, you can have office hours so people can actually call and speak to you directly. Shout out to Charles Monday. He's one of the best in the business when it comes to interacting with his customers. I've been, in meetings with him and watched him take call after call from people who wanted to buy his products but weren't quite sure if they should or shouldn't. Now, you might say that's way too much work for me. But here's the reality. You need sales in order to live. So if taking 10 to 15 minutes of your time to assure someone that what they're going to purchase is a real product made by a real person and that you're not going to run away, it's worth it. Because that may, especially if you're a solopreneur or a small business owner, those kinds of customers might be the difference between you making payroll and not making payroll. Might be the difference between you being able to pay yourself and not pay yourself. And from somebody who sat and watched them do it and then seen them buy the program and then seen the success that comes with them buying the program, it's worth it. Because here's what you have to understand. Okay. If that person buys from you, that's one sale. Now, if they buy the other programs that you offer, that's 2, 3, 4 sales. Now, if they have success in your program, then they become a beacon of light that you can then partner with them and they'll draw you other customers. And then on top of that, if they're doing well, then people are going to ask them, what did they do what they're doing now? Which is going to then give you referrals, which is all business that you do not have to work for. So the first thing is really just understanding what it is that they might be concerned about. A lot of times we look at department stores. Department stores know that people are very concerned about the return policy. You know, can I bring this back? What if it doesn't work? You know, what do I need to do to return it? So put your return policies out front. Put them up front. Let them people know what they are in advance. And if you let them know what they are in advance, now they know, hey, there's less risk involved. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to give this people money, but if it doesn't go right, they say I can bring it back, no questions asked. If I bought the wrong one, I can bring it back, no questions asked. Now, you're probably going to say, yeah, but how am I going to make any money if I keep letting everybody bring anything back? Okay, so here's the math. Let's look at the math of no money, the math of returns, the math of money back guarantees. Here's the math of that. So let's just say without that, you would have gotten 10 customers. So 10 customers, $100. You would have gotten, what's that? 10 customers, $100, $1,000? Okay, so now if you say offer money back guarantee, maybe that gets you an additional 50 customers. So now you got 5,000 plus the 1,000, so that's 6,000. Now maybe 5% of those people are going to actually bring it back. 5%. So if 5% of those people bring it back, but it got you 45 additional sales, is it really that bad? And here's the other thing. It's going to give you some data. So let's just say you do sell the program and 80% of the people bring it back. So now you get to ask each and every one of those people why they're returning it, so that you can then do a better job of anticipating the needs of your customers. You can then build a better program that doesn't get returned. But you have to better understand what the barrier is in the beginning. Especially if you're in online sales or you're a new startup business, because you're going to have to take customers from other people. You're going to have to take customers that are on the fence. You're going to have to get people to try you who wouldn't otherwise try you. And if the risk is high and the reward is low, what's their incentive to do business with you? What's their incentive to keep this relationship going past the video, past the post, past whatever it is that you're seeing on your phone or your tablet or your computer? Because you need to get them off the computer and into your database, into your class, into whatever it is you do. So you have to really understand what it is that's going to keep them from doing it. And if you address that in the beginning, now you get this person who's sitting there going, wow, that was really cool. They know me. They understand me. They get me. So it builds trust. It strengthens the bond. It makes the selling process so much easier. Okay. Now, the second thing you can do is you could offer more assistance. Okay. So here's the thing. If you know that your customers struggle with something, if they struggle, if you're in dispatching, they struggle with the load board. So now you add some additional classes to make sure that the one or two skills that they need to be extremely successful in what they do, you offer them. For me, I'll teach a class and then I'll offer a Q&A, separate from the class, because I want you to actually get it, use it, mess it up, play with it a little bit, and then have your questions. So now we can ask those questions in a separate Q&A after you've tried it, after you've used it, after you had a week or two to sit with it, because now once you've actually tried it, you might have some questions that you didn't have before you tried it. So example, when I teach people how to use free social media and turn it into cold hard cash, people will post stuff and then it's like, I'm not sure if I said the right thing right here. I'm not sure if I did the right thing right there. Or I did this and then the people asked me this. So now there are different questions once you start experiencing the product that you might not have had when you bought the product. Same thing when you're on a diet, or fast. You start feeling differently at a certain point because maybe your blood sugar is low. You start feeling differently. You're a little bit sore because maybe you're a little dehydrated. So now you have that second class to kind of talk about it and make sure people are doing it right. Now, here's the psychology behind that. See, it's one thing to give people information. It's another thing to actually help people implement and execute the information that you gave them. Okay. So now If I'm helping you implement and execute the information, what you then find out is that those customers have more success. And if those customers have more success, guess what? They become that beacon of light that draws other customers to you. So it is in your best interest to make sure that you're doing everything you can to make them successful. So if you know they're going to struggle with when to post or when to get on the phones and call leads, when to create their videos or how to get their videos from one platform to the next, then you create things that knock those barriers out of the way. Knock those barriers out of the way. So if you can get to a point where you're like, hey, there's no reason for you not to do this, it makes it a lot easier to complete the selling process. So if you're worried about not being able to do it, hey man, we run a separate Q&A each and every week. So you can give me updates on what you're doing. You can ask questions. I'll look at it. I'll show you. So now you can get the result that you want. Because what you'll find out with way too many of these online programs is that people never complete them. And if they never complete them, then they never get the success. And they never get the success. You never get the referrals. You never get the testimonials. You never get the things that you need in order to elevate yourself. Because if you elevate and celebrate them, the law of reciprocity kicks in. And guess what? They celebrate you. But if they never complete the program, then they can't walk around talking about how great you are. If they never get the deck done, then people can't sit on it. So yeah, they gave you the deposit, but you need them to finish it so that people can now taste and see how great you are through them. So whatever you can do to knock down all of the impediments and hurdles once they buy from you, it'll improve the experience. Same thing with furniture stores. Love furniture stores. Furniture stores have one of the best things I've ever seen in my life, which is free delivery. We know that we need to get this couch in your house so we can complete the selling process. So if the reason you're going to come back tomorrow is because you don't have a truck, no problem. Guess what? We got guys right outside who will load it and get it to your house. If you got a truck, we got guys that'll load it. So now we can complete the selling process. So you have no reason not to take this couch today. So you want to have that same thing in everything you do. Same thing when you look at Uber Eats. Hey, we need to be able to complete the selling process. So if the question is, it's cold outside and I don't want to go, but I want the food, cool. We'll deliver it to you so we can complete the selling process, so we can close this thing out. And if you get it closed out, now you're in a position where money's in your hand, they've experienced it, they hit the like button, they give you the referral, they give you the information as to whether or not they would refer you to a friend, so that now you can then use that information to improve your customer experience. So now when that person was like, man, them people, man, you can't trust them people. You're like, no, actually you can't. So they become an advocate for you. They become a defender of you. They become an evangelist for you, because all of the things that people are saying in the industry that are bad, you don't do those things. And the people who have success with you, guess what? What they do is they will then say you're not like them. So now you become anti-scammer. Your customer becomes the defender of the anti-scammer. They say you're ethical, honorable. And if you get those things, it will improve your sales. So again, we need to know up front, what are the things that are going to keep them from buying? Are they skeptical? And if they are skeptical, what are they skeptical about? And we want to address that up front. The second thing is we need to know the things that are going to keep them from completing it and enjoying the benefit of it. So now those are the two things that you really need to focus on. Now, here's a third that is going to improve the customer experience. And the thing is to customize and personalize. You know, the more you understand your customer, the more custom you can become. We talk about niching all the time. You know, where's your niche? Where is your specific group of people that you are uniquely gifted to serve? Where does your specific talent give you the greatest advantage? So now, if you're making it specifically for someone and you're promoting it as specifically for someone, now those people feel special. You know, I work with grown folks. I work with people who identify as adults. So again, the reason that I do that is because I know God has called these people to some amazing missions. And one of the ways that that mission is going to succeed is by being able to advertise, market, attract customers, keep customers, and generate profits. You heard me say this earlier, and you'll probably hear me say this a million more times. There, there's God, angels, and marketing experts. When you pray for somebody to help you grow your business, he sends me, or he sends someone like me. Because the work that I'm able to do with you allows you to attract more customers, allows you to raise your price, allows you to hire great people, allows you to now start seeing the benefits of your gifts and talents. So the same thing that I'm doing for adults, putting them in a position to take care of their mothers, putting them in a position to retire their spouses, put them in a position to employ their kids, is the same thing that you need to do for your clients. You need to put them in the best position possible to cover and take care of the people that you know they're in charge of. And the best way to do that is to build programs that are specifically for them, that take all of their needs into consideration, that take all of their learning disabilities into consideration. Because there are some people who learn better when you show it to them. There are some people who learn better through lecture. There are some people who learn better, when you give them a chance to answer some questions. To ask some questions, rather. I'm sorry. So again, there's the niche. And when you make that, it just makes it feel more special. It just makes people say, this is for us. This is where we belong. This is our community. These are our people. These are our tribe. They love God like us. They work hard like us. You know, they keep their word like us. When you look at sporting teams, there are people who don't get one check from the team whatsoever, but they call it their team. We need to draft this guy. We need to cut this guy. We need to work on this. We need to improve on that. So that's the same type of attachment that you need to have for your brand. That's the same type of attachment you need to have for your business. That's the same kind of community you need to be creating. So you need to be loving on them, celebrating them, challenging them, so that there's a connection. So again, the first thing is really understanding what they're skeptical about, what is going to keep them from doing business with you. The second thing you need to understand is what is going to keep them from being successful with the thing that you sell them. The third thing is you got to make something that is specifically for them that makes them feel special, which is just taking the first two things and putting them together and now doing something that gives them the direction that they need over a specific period of time and creating a community where they feel comfortable. Because the community is what's going to keep them coming back even after they've gotten the benefit. They're going to keep hanging out. They're going to keep checking in. They're going to keep watching the videos even after they're done with it. I have clients right now who just pop in from time to time. It's like, hey, man, I'm just checking on you. Hey, man, I just want to know how you was doing. Oh, man, I saw you having an event. Oh, man, I can't wait till you pull up again. So if people want to be there for you, it's because they see value in you. But if you're just someone building monuments to themselves, talking about my business, what I want, my dream, that's going to be very hard to do because people are not here to fund your dreams. They're looking for something that is going to help them grow their vision, achieve their goals, answer their calling, protect their family. So for you at home, that's what you got to look at. You got to look at it and say, how am I helping people achieve their mission? How am I helping people answer their call? And if you're able to do that and you're able to articulate the people you do it for, you'll have a level of success that you could never imagine. Again, you look at the Bible, Jesus said, I came that you might have life and have it to the full. So you need to adopt that same principle in your business. I came that the customer might have life and have it to the full, that they might have the body that they want, that they might have the business that they want, that they may have the impact that they want, that they may have the evening or memory that they want. So as I always say, man, you got to take at least 15 to 20 minutes every day and start saying to yourself, what could I do to make it easier for my customer to do business with me? What could I do to make it easier for my customer to purchase, to interact, to use, to share? What could I do to help them help me? What can I do to help them help me? Question you need to ask yourself is that exact question. What can you do to help your customer help you? Because if you continue to help people, you'll continue to be profitable. You'll continue to have people on your mailing list. You'll continue to have people doing business with you, referring people to you, and helping you achieve your goal while you're helping them achieve theirs. Really, a great business can run off less than 1,000 customers. You can be extremely successful with less than 1,000 customers. So while people are talking about 1 million likes and going viral and doing all these things, if you had a small little army of people who were buying from you, were referring people to you, were checking in and going live and promoting you and elevating you while you elevated them, you wouldn't need to go viral. Hell, you barely need to do any marketing at all. So you have to build the business that does that. You have to love the people in a way that happens. You have to be in their lives in a way that makes it better for them so they can make it better for you. If I don't do the very best I can to empower and educate and enlighten, elevate and celebrate the people, then why would they do business with me? But if you do elevate, celebrate, and enlighten, protect the people you do business with and for, they'll continue to do business with you and they'll continue to pay you. And in times where there's a recession or when there's COVID or when you go through something and you can't be your best, they'll show up. When you need someone to believe in you, they'll show up. You'll get a phone call and to say, hey, I was talking to so-and-so. They said that you could help me with. That's what you'll get when you put them first and you make sure that you're anticipating their needs and you understand the things that are going to keep them from being successful and you get those things out of the way. So if you do that, hey, that'll put you on the path to financial freedom in 2024. That'll help you explode your business. That'll help you protect your family. That'll help you take the vacations. That'll help you pay the bills. That'll help you be a full-time entrepreneur. I've seen it happen. I've helped it happen. And it's happened for me. So with that being said, this has been another episode of Successful Marketing, Sales, and Relationships for Adult Small Business Owners and Entrepreneurs, where we help you have a more beautiful, wonderful business so you can have a more beautiful, wonderful life. As always, it's your business big bro, Sadon Long, a.k.a. the most dangerous man in marketing. And if you have any questions, any at all, not any question is big or small, just any question you got in general. It doesn't have to be, even business related, honestly. If you have a question, you can leave it in the comments. You can DM me, but what I prefer you do is that you go to grownandrich.com and hit the Make Money Fast button. And they're going to send me an email. And I'm going to send you one back. And then we're going to set up a time to talk about you and your business. And anything you learn from that call that will then help you make money in your business, which is not uncommon, you get to keep, use, and execute for free. That's right. The call is on me. So go over there today, click the Make Money Fast button. If you're watching, you'll see it says grownandrich.com. If you're listening, it is grownandrich.com, and you go over there, you click the Make Money Fast button. Um, and as always, man, I love you. It's been an honor. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to listen to me. And again, my challenge to you is to take what you're hearing and apply it. One more time. My challenge to you is take what you're hearing and apply it. It'd be really cool if you pulled up on a Make Money Fast call and you says, this is what I've been doing based on what you've been telling me. What do you think? How can I make it better? Where am I going wrong? How can I improve upon it? That would be so exciting. And as I said, man, my work has generated millions of dollars in this industry. My clients have won Emmys. My clients have won Business Woman of the Year awards. My clients have won awards from LinkedIn. They've closed deals with major Fortune 500 companies and brands more than once. So why wouldn't you want to be on a call with somebody who could do that kind of stuff for you? Seems like a no-brainer to me. But if it isn't, I understand. But until the next time, man, I love you. Have a great day, and I'm out.